Y'all seen the Carson Beck just transferred, and they're saying like he's either going to Miami or Ohio State. Nah, Julian Saint's out of there, bro. There's no way they did, bro, like that. Like I feel like, yo, but there's no way. That's good for Carson Beck though. But I'm like, damn, you don't even need that for him. But I understand. It's smart on his end. But I'm telling you, NIL is different, bro. It's changing the whole landscape of this shit.
We have breaking news out of college football where Georgia quarterback Carsen
Oh,
Beck
shit.
is entering the transfer portal.
Oh shit.
That has been confirmed by our Matt Zenitz. Beck has spent the past 5 years in Athens serving as the Bulldogs'
Damn, 5 years?
starting quarterback in each of the past 2 seasons. Now this year he threw for 28 touchdowns and an SEC leading 12 interceptions.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Carson Beck at Ohio State. I don't know how Julian Saint's gonna do it because basically Julian Saint was basically they had two. Ohio State had two quarterbacks for next year. It was Aaron Nolan and Julian Saint, and they was both freshmen this year. I don't know if they redshirted, but they was both freshmen this year. And then basically Aaron Nolan basically transferred during the transfer portal, like when you could, and Julian Saint stayed because he was like, bro, I'm gonna get the job, obviously. But if Carson Beck fucking goes to Ohio State, and then Quinn Ewers, they said like the $6 million team that offered him was USC, Notre Dame, or Ohio State. So I'm like, bro, if Carson Beck is entering the transfer portal, that means Quinn Ewers gotta answer the transfer portal, bro. I don't know where his headspace is at, but I'm like, bro. So basically, you got Shadur, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, and Jackson Dart at this very moment that declared for the draft. People are saying Drew Aller, he could potentially go to the draft if Penn State like wins tonight and then like gets close to a national championship or something. Yeah, Dylan's a senior, so yeah, he has to go. I'm pretty sure he's a senior. Yeah, he's like a 5-year senior or some shit. He's been in this shit since like 2018. And then but yeah, that's, I don't know. Like if Ewers doesn't go this year, bro, you're talking about a Carson Beck. I don't think Arch Manning is gonna go next year. But you're talking about Carson Beck, Ewers, they're all gonna like just see each other in next year's draft. That's crazy. Like all because NIL money is that good, and it just makes sense. Like if I'm getting paid this much money to fucking go play another year in college and potentially get my draft stock up and get a better position in the draft for a better team that will be able to take a risk for me, and I can have some type of keys in my hand to an NFL offense. Why not?
Now this year he threw for 28 touchdowns and an SEC leading 12 interceptions before suffering a season-ending elbow injury in the SEC title game and missing that Sugar Bowl loss to Notre Dame. Now Beck, if you remember, declared for the NFL draft in late December. Now had he decided to go that route, he was considered the number 5 quarterback according to the CBS Sports prospect rankings.
Damn, that's so bad.
Here to join us for this breaking news is 24/7 Sports' Chris Hummer. Chris, always great to see you. Carson Beck is just another twist and turn in his career so far, declaring for the draft not too long ago, and now he's saying he's hopping into the transfer portal. What more can you tell us about how all this went down with Carson Beck?
Well, this is something we've kind of been watching behind the scenes the last week or so. You have to sign with an agent officially to be locked into the draft, and that had not happened up to this point for Carson Beck. And as long as that hadn't happened yet, college teams were free to, maybe tamper a little bit on the back end. And
bro,
I think that's exactly.
The NCAA need to figure out two things. When can like players actually transfer? And like we know they can transfer, but they need to fix it where it's at the end of the season, bro. No tampering. Why the fuck is Quinn Ewers getting offered $6 million from a team in the middle of his playoff run? Like that shit is fucking crazy, bro. The tampering we gotta stop that shit, bro. These fucking bro. We need to be strict on the rules, bro. Something, bro. We need to lock this shit in, bro. Because this shit is happening too often, bro.
Exactly what happened in this circumstance. College quarterbacks, as we've talked about before on HQ, are making, in some cases, $4 million going into 2025. Like, the market is there. I don't know exactly what a day 2 draft pick gets in the NFL, but I would imagine the college salary is very competitive.
So the last 3 games,
and
okay.
It's a similar situation to what we saw 1 year ago with Cam Ward. he originally declared for the draft, and ultimately a couple weeks later, after doing so, backed out and decided to return to college and attend Miami. That worked out amazing for him. He went from a likely day 3 draft pick to being maybe QB1 in the 2025 NFL draft, and it seems like that's the path Carson Beck is looking to take.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Back off of that, because to your point, it seems like he's following in the footsteps of Cam Ward, because Cam Ward, we just talked about with Ryan Wilson, went from potentially a day 3 guy to now being in the conversation for the #1 overall pick. Is Miami, I mean, obviously the rumors are already swirling and this news has been up for not even an hour, but is Miami a natural fit? What other programs come to mind for you? Our producer has been throwing out UNC potentially with Bill Belichick. What are you hearing, or what seems like a good fit for Carson Beck? Is it Miami?
I don't know. A fucking senior quarterback is going to jump ship to a fucking, not an unknown program, but a program where Bill Belichick is going to be in his first year, bro. I don't think they're going to put their fucking future on the line for that.
Miami, or are there others that come to mind?
Yeah, there aren't a ton of programs, upper level programs, looking for quarterbacks at this point. Most of those spots are filled, so it's pretty easy to play connect the dots. Of course, like UNC would make some sense for Carson Beck if Bill Belichick wanted to go that direction. They attacked John Mateer in the portal very aggressively. But I could see them making a run at Carson Beck again. But Miami is the natural fit here. I'd probably turn them a very early favorite in this process, even though Carson Beck hasn't stepped in the portal. Miami has aggressively pursued quarterback transfer options behind the scenes the last couple weeks, really since their bowl game, when Emory Williams had a up and down effort for the Hurricanes. And Miami has largely struck out to this point. I can think of several guys they were hoping would go in that ultimately did not. But Carson Beck represents an opportunity for Miami to rectify their quarterback room. We've seen how aggressive they can be in terms of getting a player to return to school like we saw last year with Cam Ward. And I would not at all be shocked to see Miami do that again with Carson Beck in this situation.
So if that does happen, that comes to fruition, and Carson Beck goes the Cam Ward route and goes to Miami, what do you need to see from him there? And how far does he necessarily need to take Miami for him to, you know, be considered a day 1, day 2 guy? Oh, we have a cat on the broadcast. My absolute favorite thing ever. But Chris, back on track. Carson Beck, yeah, what do you need to see from him moving forward to feel like this was the right decision for him?
I'm a big Carson Beck fan. I apologize.
Hey, we'll take it.
Carson, to make this the right decision, needs to do what we expected him to going into this year, which is emerge as a day 1 draft pick. He was QB1 for a lot of people going into the year. Obviously, he's lost that status in a really weak draft class, frankly. Like, this is, of all draft classes as quarterbacks come out, this is the one. Like, there's no sure thing.
You know how insane 18 fucking interceptions is in college, bro? Especially when you play for fucking Georgia, bro.
Top, including Cam
Ward
my God. And Shedeur Sanders, but
12 interceptions in 2024 season. Wait, what? Career high.
Carson.
Past 2 seasons. So he had 6 interceptions last season and then 12 this season.
Back due to a combination of turnovers and injuries, really didn't have that happen for him.
Like 18 was this season.
Georgia this year. Now it seems like both sides are at least moving on, and he needs to go wherever he goes, if that's Miami, and return to form. Miami gives him that opportunity. You would think they have one of the best offensive lines in college football, and have shown the ability to put skill pieces around quarterbacks. So if he goes there, he needs to do what Cam Ward did this season, throw for a lot of yards and fix your draft stock.
Yeah, and don't turn the ball over as much. Chris, wait, what is your cat's name, by the way?
Yeah.
Marlin, like the fish.
Okay, Marlin.
Bro. His girlfriend plays for the Miami basketball team or something, bro. So it's just too straightforward, bro.
And send Marlin.
I just don't think Ohio State's going to go after the quarterback when they got Julian Saint.
Our regards, Chris. We certainly appreciate it. Joining us for this breaking news here on HQ, Carson Beck saying he's hitting the transfer portal.
Thing is, the last couple of years, Ohio State has had what's it called? Kyle McCord and the Will Howards now. They're trying to just start with Julian Saint and end with Julian Saint to get 2-3 years.